Good morning, Mill Watchers. I hope everybody's feeling great. It is Sunday morning, October 23rd, 2022. I'm feeling healthy, happy, rich, and pretty. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to Coffee with Johnny Millwater. I'm Johnny Millwater. This is my coffee. It's a simple show. I like talking to the chat. And in between talking to the chat, I do things. I read poems and sing songs and what have you. But before I start, I always like to do some vocal exercises. So sing along if you know the words at home. We're going to start with red leather, yellow leather. Hit the D hard. Red leather, yellow leather. 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 Excuse me. Now try toy boat. Toy boat, 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 toy boat. Good. Now try unique New York. Unique New York. A little slower on this one. Unique New York. Unique New York. Get that breath in there. Unique New York. 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 Now, red leather, yellow leather again. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. The black bug bled black blood. The black bug bled black blood. The black bug bled black blood. I'm adding a little extra bleh, the fat guy B. Listen closely. The black bug bled black blood. That's the dopey version of it. The black bug bled black blood. The black bug bled black blood. Let's do the announcer's test. One hen, two ducks. One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese. One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four corpulent porpoises. One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four corpulent porpoises, five limerick oysters. One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four corpulent porpoises, five limerick oysters, six pairs of Don Alfonso's tweezers. One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four corpulent porpoises, five limerick oysters, six pairs of Don Alfonso's tweezers, 7,000 Macedonian warriors in full battle array. One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four corpulent porpoises, five limerick oysters, six pairs of Don Alfonso's tweezers, 7,000 Macedonian warriors in full battle array, eight brass monkeys from the ancient sacred crypts of Egypt, nine apathetic, diabetic, sympathetic old men on roller skates with a marked propensity for procrastination and sloth. Now let's do our L's. Just warm up the tongue. Li-lule, la-lule, li-lule, la. Lily, 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 lily. Lilule la lule lilule la lilule la lule lilule la li lo lo la again lilule la lule lilule la lilule la lule lilule la li lo lo la. Ooh, that last note was ugly. Let's do a little All right, I'm warmed up to talk, warmed up to sing. One more of these. That helps you control the breath. All right, folks, let's head over to the chat chalet. I'll tell you what's up. Here's how it works, my friends. I got a screen over here to my right. Anything that you type into your chats or the reply, the messages down at the bottom of the comments, basically. If you type in the comments right now, you say, "Hi, Johnny," it'll show up there on my magic screen, and I'll talk to you. When there's nobody on the magic screen, I spin the wheel, and I do a number of things. If you have something to say, type it up while I'm doing my song or my Shakespeare thing. I'm not reading the screen at that point. Then I'll come back, and we'll talk about it then. It's as simple as that. All right, let's give it a try. Let's spin the wheel, see if it's working. Yeah. Look at it go. Look at all those choices, folks. You can also request any of those if you're in a certain mood. Ask me anything. Oh, what a cruel joke to play on me. Wheel. Wisdom. Excellent. Let's start by broadening our minds. Somebody forgot to center their camera. That's embarrassing. Wisdom. Can't do it. unless you're centered. There we go. All right, my friends, now that we're here, let us learn. I'm going to start with a teaching from the Bible. To learn the truth, you must long to be teachable, or you can despise correction and remain ignorant. That's good advice. If you don't listen, you can't learn anything. You've got to be teachable. That's from Proverbs 12:1. Here's another one. This is good about dealing with people. Drive out a scoffer, and strife will go out, and quarreling and abuse will cease. Drive out a scoffer. You don't need anybody in your group telling you can't do it. Good advice. That's Proverbs 22:10. Perhaps, why don't we take something from the Talmud here? Oh, this is even better. These are Jewish proverbs. A righteous man falls down 7 times and gets up 8. That's from King Solomon. He's very smart, except for the half a baby thing. If anyone is poor among your fellow Israelites in any of the towns of the land the Lord your God is giving you, do not be hard-hearted or tight-fisted toward them. Rather be open-handed and freely lend them whatever they need. That's from Deuteronomy. That's good advice too. Here's some teachings from the Quran. Whoever receives guidance receives it for his own benefit. Whoever goes astray does so to his own loss. No bearer of burdens can bear the burden of another. And let's do some Alan Watts. I love Alan Watts. Tomorrow and plans for tomorrow can have no significance at all unless you are in full contact with the reality of the present, since it is in the present and only in the present that you live. There is no other quality than present reality, so that even if one were to live for endless ages, to live for the future would be to miss the point everlastingly. That's from Alan Watts, his book, The Wisdom of Insecurity, a message for an age of anxiety. I'm in an age of anxiety. How about you folks, huh? Let's spin the wheel. Here we go. All right. I'm rooting for a song for Shakespeare. Ooh, perfect song. All right, let's go on down to the theater, do a song. Woke up this morning wanting to sing Art is Dead by the brilliant Bo Burnham. If you're not familiar with the work of Bo Burnham, make sure you check him out. He's got 3 specials on the Netflixes, and it's a fine program to watch. This song is called Art is Dead. Let me find the lyrics, and you're going to just love it. Perfect. Art is dead, art is dead, art is dead, art is dead. Entertainers like to seem complicated, but we're not complicated. I can explain it pretty easily. Have you ever been to a birthday party for children, and one of the children won't stop screaming because he's just a little attention attractor, and when he grows up to be a comic or actor, he'll be rewarded for never maturing, for never understanding or learning that every day can't be about him. There's other people, you selfish asshole. I must be psychotic, I must be demented to think that I'm worthy of all this attention, of all of this money you worked really hard for. I slept in late while you worked at the drugstore. My drug's attention. I am an addict, but I get paid to indulge in my habit. It's all an illusion. I'm wearing makeup. I'm wearing makeup, makeup, makeup. Art is dead. So people think you're funny. How do we get these people's money? Said art is dead. We're rolling in dough while Carlin rolls in his grave. His grave. His grave. This show has got a budget. The show has got a budget. And all the poor people, way more deserving of the money, won't budget because I wanted my name in lights. When I could have fed a family of 4 for 40 freaking fortnights. 40 friggin' fortnights. I am an artist, please God forgive me. I am an artist, please don't revere me. I am an artist, please don't respect me. I am an artist, feel free to correct me. A self-centered artist, a self-obsessed artist. I am an artist, but I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid, I'm just a kid. And maybe I'll grow out of it. By Bo Burnham. All right, let's go to Chat Chalet. see how it works, friends. It's just me and my dog hanging out here over by the desk. I'm going to type in and say hello. Hi. Boom. Hi there. New special. Hi. Oh, hold on there. Well, we got something from Troy. Hey, my nephew Troy is here. He tells me that the new special was super surreal. Please explain that to me, my friend. Which special? Oh, the Bo Burnham new special. Inside. What a fantastic exploration of what it means to go crazy in a house by yourself. He had a real house in the back, you know, but we all felt a little bit that way. And then trying to process his own psychological problems through his work. Yeah, I thought it was wonderful, terribly inspiring. There's even a whole new hour, it's like behind inside or under inside or outside inside or something like that. It's on the Netflix, but I really enjoyed it. I'm trying to add Welcome to the Internet. I thought Welcome to the Internet could be a good song to sing here on a program because it's a fun tune. Yeah, I love all of this stuff. I understand he's also been recording albums, excuse me, not albums, he's been recording specials for other comedians. Chris Rock's last special was actually directed by Bo Burnham, and I thought it was really good. Tambourine. Good special. Changed my life. Glad to see you, Troy. Thanks for sticking your head in. It's my nephew, Troy, everybody. All right. Hey, if there's anything else you want to think about or want to talk about, just pop it in the chat. I'll be back in just a minute after I spin the wheel of entertainment. Wait a minute. Hold on. It says here that if you look closely throughout the special, there's a Fight Club flare where you see flashes of stuff, like single frames. I know what you mean by Fight Club flare. I love that movie. There are 3 separate occasions where Tyler will show up in the scene for 1 frame and then disappear. But I always catch those. I see it every single time. I didn't see anything like that. Maybe in the corner. I saw a couple little corner things. I don't know, but it bears rewatching. There's lots of detail. Oh, that's good to know. Can you think of any specific moment where I can look for one? Okay, spin the wheel. Be right back. Thanks for coming, Troy. There it goes. The wheel of entertainment, folks. Are we going to learn? We're going to have fun? What are we going to do together? Movie? Nobody wants to watch me do stand-up. Not this early in the show. We just got started. Here we go. Spin, 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 spin. Woo, feelings. Why not? Let's head on down to the chat chalet and I'll tell you how I feel this week. Feeling good. Healthy, happy, rich, and pretty. It's been a non-productive week for me. I've just been staying at home and taking care of the kids, watching too much television, reading a little bit, playing a sickening amount of balloons popping monkeys games. Monkeys popping balloons is this thing called TD6. You're a monkey, right? You're several monkeys, and you hate balloons, so you have to set it up. Anyway, I played that for about 18,000 hours this week, and I still haven't beat it, but I'm getting up to level 100, pretty steady, not too bad. Love the game. Eventually, I'm going to learn where I can play it on this very stream, so people who like watching video games can watch. It's going to be great that day. Ooh, hey, somebody said something. It says at 13 minutes and 42 seconds, you see a flash of them in the bottom right corner. Boom! Boom! That is specific information. Write that down at home, folks. 13 minutes and 42 seconds. I got you. I really liked his playing Depressed Life as a video game, and then sort of, I guess, playing on top of the video game. The self-recording, where the end becomes the thing he's recording on and it doesn't stop. Terrifying in its own way. I loved it. When he got locked outside, he couldn't get back in. It was worst fear ever. It was great. Great. Just a fantastic special. I love everything that guy does. I hope he makes some more specials like that, because he doesn't have to. He can make films, and Everybody Loves Me, acts. He can do whatever. But man, the art that guy puts out, I find it inspiring. I do. Wish there were more like him. All right, let's spin the wheel. 13 minutes and 42 seconds, my friends. Monologue. Oh, good. Let's go on down to the theater. I love monologues. Now, I got comedy monologues, I got acting monologues, and I even have other people's monologues. This one, I was saving that one for my dad, but what the hell, I'll do it for you. I think you'll like it. You've got a sick sense of humor. This is a monologue written by Dave Foley of The Kids in the Hall, the seminal 1990s Canadian sketch comedy group. Kids in the Hall. This is The Mass Murderer by Dave Foley. The difficult thing about being a mass murderer isn't the murdering part. It's the mass part. It's the pace you've got to keep up, the sheer amount of murdering. Because the funny thing about killing, after the first time you've killed, the second time, it's easy. The third time, you start to get cocky, so you got to be careful. You know, you got to stay humble or you make dumb mistakes. Oh, and by the seventh time, you're likely to be in a bit of a rut. You know, you want to get artistic with it. You know, start cutting off the middle toe of each victim so you'll be known as the middle toe murderer. By that point, I don't know. I think that's just showboating. You know, you got to ask yourself, who am I doing this for? Am I doing it for myself or for the press? And around the 20th murderer, when you're likely to get sick of the whole thing, you know, I sometimes I don't even want to look at another corpse. I mean, I feel like if I even see a chainsaw, I'll scream. It's like what happened the other day. I had just finished ending a human life in a senseless act of violence when I ran into this old friend of mine from high school. And he says, "Hey, what you been doing?" And I think to myself, what have I been doing? What am I doing with my life? Where is this leading? Am I still going to be doing this at 50? Sometimes I really think I should just go back to college. How about a round of applause for Dave Foley, everybody? Oh, hey, Kimmy's here. How exciting. Hold on. I'm coming over there. Back in the chat chalet. Welcome. Good morning, Kim. Thanks for checking in. I hope you're doing well. Where are you checking in from? Are you on the social plan on a ship far at sea? Are you at home relaxing? Are you at Dad's house chilling? Let me know. It's so nice to see you. You have any requests? Anything you're in the mood for? Just tell me. We already had a monologue by Dave Foley, and I think we have one song by Bo Burnham, so it's been a fun party so far. Glad you're here. This is nice. I did not expect 99% of my viewers to be family. I love it. Thank you so much for taking the time to stick your heads in. I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel. If there's anything you want to talk about, type it in the chat. We'll come right back. We'll talk about it after the lag. You know how it works. I want to hear about it. Where are you? Who are you hanging out with? Who's the cruise director? Which shows are playing? Keep me posted. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Kimmy and Troy are here. Here we go. Ooh, another song. All right, let's take this one to the campfire. This is As You Are by Garfunkel and Oates. Sit back. You don't have to work so hard. It makes me tired to watch you try. Relax. You've already played your cards, and I know which ones are a lie. It makes me really sad to see the things you think you have to be just to be enough for me when you already are. Why can't you just look at you in the same way that I do? Through all that's false and all that's true, I like you as you are. I know that you can get sad sometimes. I see it mostly when you smile. Let go of all of your supposed crimes. Just be with me for a while. I know this may be hard to hear, but all your tricks are really clear. I see right through your slick veneer to the secret life you hide. Why can't you just look at you in the same way that I do? Through all that's false and all that's true, I like you as you are. Take me in, believe me when I say you're more than just okay. You're perfect as you are. All right. Now, here's a question for you. Half of my viewing audience right now is professional singers. Let's see. Oh, my God. All right. Well, let's go check in on my buddy. Hold on there, folks. Let's go to the chat chalet. Here's a monologue. We love you. Going to Glory and Roatan. Very nice. Joel, I think this is my buddy Joel. How long can I last sleeping in my car? I've lost everything. I'm beyond alone. This is, that's pretty serious. How you doing, buddy? Are you someplace safe? That's the important thing. I know what it feels like. I know what it's like to lose everything. But Tyler Durden's one of my personal heroes. He says, you have to lose everything before you're free to do anything. You have an opportunity now to rebuild yourself as an entirely different person. You have the opportunity to rebuild your life. It'll start small, it'll start painful, it'll start alone in your car, but every month it's going to get a little bit better. Eventually you're going to have your confidence, you're going to be back on your feet, you're going to be doing what needs to be done, and then there'll be room for you in other people's lives too. You just got to rebuild yourself. Don't give up. That's the key. Start small. Figure out what you can build. Just a small thing in your mind even. Just in the car. Straighten a part of the car. And say, the passenger seat, I got that under control. Then the whole car. Then whatever you can. You can't be that. I mean, God knows what it's like to be alone, man. But there are a lot of people that care about you. And you can reach out to any one of us. I've tried to take you out to lunch on several occasions, and I'd very much like to take you to lunch. I want to know what's going on with you. I've only heard rumors and what you posted on Facebook. But I care. We all care. We just don't know what to do. I can't give you money. I got no money to give. But I have my friendship and my attention. It's a very, very long lag on this thing. I don't know. I think I said what I need to say. Stick around if you want to. You know what? Let's find you a poem. Hold on. I got just the thing for you, buddy. Let's see. Let's find something hopeful. Let's do The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubled. I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. And this is Do Not Go Gently Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. Good morning, Lauren. Hi. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight and learned too late they grieved on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death who see with blinding sigh, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Let's hear it for Dylan Thomas, everybody. Hey! Oh, this is exciting. We got all kinds of people. Let's go to the chat chalet. Good morning, Millwatchers. This is the single most exciting chat we've had so far. Let me introduce everybody. I believe first up is Lauren. I believe that is frequent cruiser and friend Lauren. Welcome, Lauren. Thanks for coming back. She's hung in there for the entire first stream, so she's a VIP. James says Dad is watching. That, of course, is my father, James Millwater, who is the father of Kim Millwater. We have the same father, and he's watching now. And, of course, Henny, my buddy Henny, one of the great all-time entertainers and cruise directors on the cruise ships from back in the day, is checking in. How you doing? Everybody sound off where you in. I know Joel's in his car. Lauren's in Charlotte, I think. Dad is in Tampa. Kim is almost in Roatan. Where are you, Henny? You allowed to tell us? Are you back home? Are you in South Africa? Are you here in Charlotte? Both of those guesses are probably way wrong. Deborah's here. Oh, this is exciting. I wonder who Deborah is. Let me go look. I don't have last names on the screen. Deborah. Oh, Deborah Monday. Welcome. Very, very glad to see you. Working from home currently. Nice. Isn't that great? Have a chance to stick your head out of the game and go play around with this for a minute. What kind of line of work are you in, Lauren? I never asked you. I think we talked a little bit once on a stream with Lauren Ansley. I might be mistaken. How you doing, Deborah? Glad to see you. Very glad to meet you. Where are you calling in from? In the UK. Oh, wow, that's exciting. We got somebody all the way from Europe, the UK. And you're a nurse. My wife is also a nurse. That is a wonderful, wonderful, honorable profession and highly in demand. We make more people, and those people just keep on getting sick. So we're set for life. Woo! It's a shame about the sickness, but woo! For the money. I feel bad now. Anyway, thanks for coming in. We're seeing you on several Carnival cruises. Oh, wonderful, Tennessee. Cool. I'm going up there in just about a week. Next Sunday, in fact, I'm going to go up to the Great Smoky Mountains on the Tennessee-North Carolina border to my favorite little spot to camp. And I'm going to squeegee the third eye and kind of hang out in the woods for a while. This is nice. Oh, wait, Corin's here. Oh, my goodness gracious. Somebody else is saying nice things. Corin says, Millwater, you've been a huge fan of mine since seeing me on the Carnival Horizon. Wow, I haven't been on that ship in forever. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for tuning in. Where are you in from? Pittsburgh. Showing love from Pittsburgh. Oh, man, the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my entire life lives in Pittsburgh. That's a fact. I married my wife. She's gorgeous, too, but it's a whole different thing. This lady, whoo, this is Sarah something, just so beautiful. Made me turn off. I never really appreciated Pittsburgh until I got to know her a little bit, see the pictures. So let's see. One with one of her former co-workers, and they loved working with her. Hey, there's no doubt, if anybody needs any comedy booking done in Charlotte, Lauren Ansley is the way to go. That is a smart, trustworthy lady, and I am mad. You shared on the fans page. Oh my gosh, that's what's going on right now. Thanks for sharing on the fans page. Troy is here. Equally important to Squeegee the Brown Eye. Way to make it gross. Thanks for coming, Troy. Huge fan. Thank you for saying. Do you have any requests? Just to bring you up to speed. How about this? I'll bring you up to speed, people out there. I have been retired since 2020. I am home with my children. I have a little boy named Orion. He is 13 and not little. And I have a little girl named Charlotte who is 7 and quite little. And I get to spend all day, every day with them, except when they're at school. And Sundays when I come here and I run a writing group and I do my little stream. So this is all the show business I have the past couple of years. But thanks for asking. How are you? Oh, you know what? We got all these people watching. Why don't we spin the wheel? Give you guys some entertainment. Squeegee the Brown Eye. Come on, man. It's comments like that that make me need a moderator. Here we go. What's going to happen? Ask me anything. Oh, that's exciting. All right, back to the chat chalet. We got people watching. Is there anything you would like to know? You got 60 seconds on the clock to ask me anything. You can ask me about health. You can ask me about comedy, about my own life, my opinions on current television programs. Now's your chance. Ask me anything. 60 seconds to come up with and write as many questions as you want, and I will answer every single one of them to the best of my ability. So go ahead. Type it on up now. And thanks for sharing it on the fans page. That's awfully nice of you. I didn't expect to have people come in. 30 seconds left. Ask me anything. Oh, that's a good question. I see one already. Thanks for getting involved, Corin. Give me some more, everybody. Oh, and I even get to tell the truth. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. 20 seconds left. Any questions you have? I can see them coming in. Oh, this is so exciting. This is great. 10 seconds left, everybody. Oh, this is so much more fun when there's people watching. When it's Ask Me Anything, but it's just me, I feel insane. All right, let's do it. Main camera, we got it. Let's take care of this stopwatch there and answer some questions. The first question came from Corin. What was it like living on a cruise ship? Well, actually, I was pretty lucky. I never actually had to live for an extended amount of time, more than a month or so. Everybody else on a cruise ship lives there for 6 months at a time, sometimes 7, sometimes 8, if they're technical crew, if they're security, if they're in charge of housekeeping, something like that. It's very, very, very long contracts. And I don't want to be ungrateful. You know what I mean? Because it was a great opportunity. I had a lot of fun doing it, but it was very psychologically damaging for me because I kept on going places where nobody knew me, and I'm in this teeny tiny little room. It's about the quarter of the size of a hotel room, including the bathroom. It's basically like a solitary confinement in a jail movie. Have you seen that? That's what my cabin's like. So I developed social anxiety disorder really bad being on the ships. But it's all right. It's the same week over and over again. It's psychologically damaging, I think, for the people who work there for 6 months at a time, because if you're doing a 5-day cruise, and then a 5-day cruise, and then a 5-day cruise, it's like Groundhog Day. You're saying the same questions, you're doing the same shows, it's almost identical, and it kind of freaks you out. And you feel disconnected from the world. That's the really tough part. You can have internet access, but you can feel the difference. You can feel the disconnect when you're miles at sea. So it was tough on me, and I know it's very tough for the people who work hard all day and don't have time to sit around thinking about their feelings because they're working 18 hours a day. So it's tough. All right. Thank you for asking. Next question. Let's see. Have I enjoyed the Rings of Power? Haven't got it started yet. I like to wait until series are all the way done, and then I watch them. Just finished Game of Thrones, my wife and I. We watched all the good episodes and then those last 2, and enjoyed that very much. So we'll probably do that one next. Will I ever be back to do a show on Carnival? It's possible. They still send me dates. I'm still on the loop. I still can go back out, and I've thought about it. I think maybe if I can get booked with my sister, pretty much anytime. We can book that around. But if not, after Orion is 15 or 16, when Orion is old enough to babysit Charlotte, I might go back out and do some more dates. Not nearly as much as I used to, but maybe like 1 cruise, maybe 2 cruises a month. Maybe. I do miss the shows, and I do miss the people. The people who work on cruise ships are just the best people I've ever met. Next question. Let's see. Since the family is on, who is the better sibling? Wow, Kim. It's obvious Kim's a better comic. Better sibling, better person, better woman than I'll ever be. Kim's the greatest. Just ask. I mean, how did I get all my followers in here? Kim told them. Opening doors. That's all she does. Kim's the greatest. I miss her. Do you love me? I believe I made myself clear on that point. Of course I love you, Kimmy. I miss you a lot. You're my hero. You're my friend. Kind of felt like Bill Murray. Kind of felt like Bill Murray. Now, Corin, what was it like to live on a cruise ship? Kind of felt like Bill Murray. I'm not sure what that means, but I am seeing a lot of bad Bill Murray press this week. I just watched the Bill Murray episode of SNL that he did in the 90s with the Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, Rob Schneider cast, and he was very unhappy. Like, he was seething. There were several times he was seething, where he was standing, wasn't playing a character, he was just going, hating people. It's kind of sad to see. But apparently he was a creep to Gina Davis and that movie Quick Change, which is excellent. It's a great movie. You should see that. Oh, Groundhog's Day. Yes, it's exactly like Groundhog's Day. Over and over and over and over again. The same things, the same interactions, the same outfits. Yes. Yes. Miss you. Yeah, Kim is a rock star. I miss you, Billy. Thanks for saying so. Who is that? Which Billy is it? Billy D. Washington. Holy cow. He's the king. Billy D., not only a brilliant musician and brilliant comic, also a very, very good broadcaster. I believe he had his own stream for a little while there I was watching, unless I got you confused with somebody else, in which case I feel stupid. Been more specific. No, I'm sorry about that. It's tricky. I'm still figuring this thing, talking to the screen out, you know? This is nice. Thanks for asking. Thanks for all those questions, for asking me anything, everybody. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, that's the best Ask Me Anything ever. Billy Washington's in here. Wow. Along with Kim and Dad, my brother, my cousin, nephew, Shakespeare. Now, I have received only one piece of feedback so far from my viewers. And that piece of feedback was from my beloved father, who said, and I quote, "Too many sonnets. More comedy, fewer sonnets. So today, no sonnets. We were making our way through. We are up to 100, only 60 to go, but we are skipping the sonnets today, and we are going to do let's do a soliloquy. That's a classic. That's a classic. Why not? To be or not to be? I'm feeling it today. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. To die. To sleep no more. And by sleep to say we end the heartache and the several thousand shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep. A chance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the presser's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of disprized love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience doth make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought. And enterprises of great pith and moment with this regard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. That's fun. That's Shakespeare. He's like 400 years ago. Fly on page 2. Oh, man. Just because I'm doing this doesn't mean I want people to watch it. Let's go to the chat chalet. We got one vote for Bring Back the Sonnets. All right, says Groundhog's Day references, about the same 5 days. How true that is. We miss you out here, buddy. And yes, Kim is a rock star. I know it, you know it, the American people know it. We love Kim Harrison. Hooray! That's what I say. You know what? Hold on. I got something here. I think I can maybe. Hold on. I got like little celebration things. Let's hear it for Kim Harrison, everybody. Yay. How about that? That's for Kim. Thanks for spreading the word. I appreciate you. Love you, Billy D. Washington. Confirmed. Share on Fly on page 2. Thank you. That'll be really nice to be judged by the various people. All right. And Queen. Let's see, who's Queen? Forgive me. I know 3 people who identify as Queen, so I need to make sure that I'm talking to the right person. I believe it was Queen. Queen City Comedy, Bring Back the Sonnets. Oh, hooray! I believe that is my buddy, Cale, and the good folks at Queen City Comedy who put on the Queen City Comedy Experience every year. They put on wonderful shows. They put on, you should really check them out, actually. If you're into comedy, you should, they do international shows. They do all kinds of Zoom shows. During the 2020 pandemic, they were the ones who inspired me to want to do this kind of stuff because they had so many different classes and experience that you could take. And he likes the sonnet. So 1 vote pro-sonnet, 1 vote anti-sonnet. We'll see how it goes. Let's spin the wheel. This is fun. Wonder if Musty's watching. He always judged me. Let's see. Here it goes. Here it goes. Movie! All right. Well, who doesn't? Nobody wants to watch a movie. We got too many people in the chat. Let's not waste it. Billy's laughing. Good enough for me. I said I don't want to do a movie. Oh, I got to figure out a way to cheat with this wheel. Kim's laughing. That's good enough for me. Feelings! All right, let's go back, talk my feelings. in this moment, I'm excited. I'm excited that there's 5 or 6 people watching. It makes me really, really, really excited. It makes me happy that my sister's watching, my dad, that they get to spend time together doing something, watching me. That's fun. I am a little nervous that the other comedians might be tuning in. I know Billy's watching, but he's always been very kind. He's never been cruel to me, so I'm not worried about him judging me too harshly. But there's lots of comics who love judging me too harshly, and now I'm nervous. The week's been uneventful. I love the kids. Everybody's healthy and happy. Really looking forward to next week's adventure, going camping, misperforming, and I'm really having a good time doing this. Yeah, that's my feelings. What are your feelings? What are you guys going through? Oh, hey, Corin says, I still have your magnet on the fridge of you doing the thing with your fingers, putting up the thumb, middle, and pinky. Can I do it one more time for old time's sake? You betcha. I called this the love bird on the ships because I couldn't, if this means I love you and this means fuck you, then this means I'd love to fuck you. That's what that means. So I have magnets made. But because I did family shows, I had to lie and say, this is, it looks like an anchor, doesn't it? It's called the anchor, kids. Boom. I got new magnets now. Very excited. So the next time you see me, we will update your collection of refrigerator magnets. The single greatest tool I have ever had for promotion. People just don't throw them away. I don't know why. But people hold on to them for years and years. I love hearing about them. Thanks so much for getting involved. Billy's laughing. Corin's having fun. Let's spin the wheel. Anything can happen when you spin the wheel, folks. Riddles. See? Bet you didn't see that coming. Let's go down to the riddles. All right, this is tricky. Whoever types it in first wins. Screw the judgy comics. Oh, I thought it said screw the judges, but it said screw the judge comics. No, I agree. Welcome to the riddle room. What is light as a feather, but not even the strongest can hold it for 5 whole minutes? What's light as a feather, but can't be held even by the strongest for 5 whole minutes? 5. 5, 4, 3, 2. Light as a feather can't be held for 5 whole minutes. 1, 0. The first joke, the first guess is a fart. The second choice is a fart. No, not a fart. Stop writing fart. Third choice, my mother-in-law's patience. Hang in there. And Lauren and Troy both got breath. Breath is absolutely correct. It was breath. Way to get involved. All right, let's spin the wheel again. Thanks for joining me, everybody. It's really nice to have you here. Keep in mind, I also broadcast in character, wisdom, in character as Butch Hockersmith on Wednesdays. A fart would make sense. Yes, I will also accept a fart. Thank you, everybody who played. That da-da-da-da was also for you and your fart. Ooh, look, it landed on wisdom. Let's head on into the wisdom room. The knowledge of the past stays with us. To let go is to release the images and emotions, the grudges and fears, the clingings and disappointments of the past that bind our spirit. We must live in the now. We must look at ourselves over and over and over again in order to learn to love, to discover what has kept our hearts closed and what it means to allow our hearts to open. That's from Jack Cornfield. And here's something from my favorite Persian poet, Rumi. Goodbyes are only for those who love with their eyes, because for those who love with their heart and soul, there is no such thing as separation. Wise indeed. Let's spin the wheel. Love wholeheartedly, my friends. That's the secret. Love all the way. It's going to be limericks. Wow, this is a weird stream. Let's take a look at the limericks. Back to the Poetry Pagoda. Me as an angel, right? Right? Thanks, Dad. Here's some limericks. A canner, exceedingly canny, one morning remarked to his granny, a canner can anything that he can, but a canner can't can a can he? Not bad. Anonymous. There was a young woman named Kite, whose speed was much faster than light. She set out one day in a relative way and returned on the previous night. That's a science limerick. A major with wonderful force called out in Hyde Park for a horse. All the flowers looked round, but no horse could be found. So he just wrote a dendron, of course. Wrote a dendron. He couldn't ride a horse, he wrote it down. It's both a pun and a limerick. It's delightful. Let's spin the wheel. That's the funniest image ever. Johnny as an angel. Well, thank you very much. I say, screw the judgy comics. That's what I say. The wheel doesn't seem to be spinning. There we go. Spin around, wheel. There we go. From a separate source. Come on, wheel. Here we go. Shakespeare. Let's head on down to the Shakespeare stage. No sonnets today, so we're doing another Shakespeare speech. This is one of my very favorites. This is Aaron from Titus Andronicus. He's a real bad guy. They're about to hang him, and they ask him if he has any regrets. Even now I curse the day, and yet I think few come within the compass of my curse, wherein I did not some notorious ill, as kill a man, or else devise his death, ravish a maid, or plot the way to do it, accuse some innocent and forswear myself, set deadly enmity between two friends, make poor men's cattle, break their necks, set fire on barns and haystacks in the night, and bid the owners quench them with their tears. Oft have I digged up dead men in their graves, and set them upright at their dear friends' doors, even when their sorrows almost were forgot, and on their skins, as on the barks of trees, have with my knife carved in Roman letters, let not your sorrow die, though I am dead. Tut, I have done 1,000 dreadful things as willingly as one would kill a fly, and yet nothing grieves me heartily indeed, but that I cannot do 10,000 more. Nailed it. Huh? Come on. That's a great speech. That's scary crap. Hold on. Let's spin the wheel. Now, let's go back to the chat, Shelley. People are talking. Says here, oh yeah, not an angel, not an angel. Judgy sister's allowed to say whatever you want. Make fun of the beard. Do what you got to do. Tracy. Hey, Tracy sticked her head in. Who was that? Hold on for a second here. I can never tell who's watching unless I look at this secret setting over there. There we go. Judgy sister, rigged. Oh, nice. It's my old friend Tracy from Charlotte. That's nice for her to stick her head in. That's cool. The epilogue of a fired cruise ship comedian. Love it. Like Mastermind. Who's Mastermind? Which villain is that? Or Gru. Well, Gru, sure. We all know Gru. He's great. He gave way to minions. But, oh, Mastermind's that blue dude played by Will Ferrell. Gotcha. Trying to do it big. The epilogue of a fired cruise ship comedian. I wasn't fired yet, Billy. I can still go back, as far as I know. Of course, by the time I do, it'll be like the person after the person after the person after person. My existence will only exist in legend. But by then, maybe they'll need me bad enough. Who knows? Wasn't fired. Just saying. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, thank you, Billy. The speech was. Gotcha. Ask me anything. We already did that. You already asked me everything you can think of, right? Huh? Anything else? It's a 24-hour Ask Me Anything zone. So pop it in whenever you like. Let's see. We've done the wisdom, done riddles, done a monologue. Joke. Oh, all right. Let's go to the jokes. Man, this is tricky. My sister's heard all my jokes. Here's a joke I think my dad told me from the military. Captain is visiting his troops in Iraq, out in the desert. They're out in the middle of nowhere, hours and hours and hours from anything. And the captain, it's his first day, and he's, a little, what, now that I think about it, this joke doesn't make any sense anymore because it's no longer all men. This is a joke about trying to find someone to have sex with, but there's men and there's women of every kind of gender identity and back and forth, and it doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to tell it anyway. Fast version, though, because I ruined it just now. Anywho, he's horny, so he looks around. He goes to the private. He says, "Hey, private, what do you guys do for a good time around here?" Private does like that with his thumb over at a camel sitting off to the side. Guy looks at the camel. So he goes on up to the sergeant, let's say. He asks the sergeant, "Sergeant, what do you guys do for a good time over here?" Sergeant points over to the camel. So the guy finally, he decides he's horny enough, he's going to give it a try. So he gets up behind the camel, and he lifts up the tail, and he starts to unzip his pants when the lieutenant comes in and says, No, we use the camel to ride to town, sir. Camel to ride to town. They have hookers there. That's the implication. Town has hookers, so you don't have to have sex with the camel. I wish I hadn't told that joke. Let's spin the wheel. We use the camel to ride to town. It's a great punchline, but I hadn't told the setup in a while. It's always a shame to see old jokes die. Shakespeare. Let's go on back to the Shakespeare stage. Find something short. Here, I'll do this one. I got this one memorized. This is from the Scottish play where the king just found out that his wife, lady, has died. She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day until the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out! Out, brief candle! Life is a walking shadow, a poor player who struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. There we go, Shakespeare. Let's spin the wheel. It's true, though, everything we do is worthless. Here we go! Sound and fury, signifying nothing. Too long to be the name of my album, but if it was shorter, I'd figure it out. Monologue, fantastic. Let's go back to the theater. Let's see, I was saving this one for Dad. Let's do Preacher Character by Mark McKinney. This is a monologue written by Mark McKinney of the Kids in the Hall, the seminal 1990s Canadian sketch group. Now, what weighs more, the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita? Well, worldly scholars and scientists have known for quite some time that the Bible outweighs the Bhagavad Gita by 1 pound to 1.5 pounds sometimes, outweighs the Talmud sometimes by 3 to 4 pounds, outweighs that mighty Quran sometimes by 5 to 10 pounds. You think about that. Every comedian has a preacher character. Every comedian uses the preacher character as a reliable, solid comedy device. And why not, I say? Say an ordinary line like get off the phone and you got nothing. Say it as your preacher character. Get off the phone, sinner! And you're halfway to a joke. All comedians use the preacher character. Now lately, the preacher character has been under attack. Now why is that? Well, I've been hearing some folks say that they think the preacher character is finished as a comedy vehicle. It's worn out. They're saying stuff like, I don't like that preacher character anymore. It's been done. It's passé. Get that old guy off my TV set. I don't like the preacher character. Give us something new. That old preacher character don't make me laugh no more. That old preacher character don't make me laugh anymore. They're saying that. And who are these people? Are they out there? Are they the general TV audience? Or are they critics given to criticism? Because I think the time has never been better, more right, more propitious for the preacher character. All you got to do is look down to the southern United States, and you can see that televangelists and preachers are fast eclipsing rock and roll musicians as the drug popping, tax weaseling, prostitute pumping bad boys of pop culture. The Bible Belt Babylon down there. And they say we don't need the preacher character anymore. Well, I say to people like that, I like my preacher character. It gives me the now feeling. I'd like to finish with a story. I had a friend of mine in the industry, a stand-up comic, who was having troubles with his preacher character. And what he said to me, it wasn't working. The character wasn't comic. He would go out and do the preacher character and no one would laugh. He had done the preacher character at stand-up comedy clubs. He did it at parties. He attended socially. He made a home video. And when he told me of his problems, I said, try drawling a little more. Extend your vowels. And if that doesn't work, are you sure you're funny? That shut him up. So what weighs more, the Bible or a compilation copy of Gary Larson's Far Side cartoons? Think about it. Yes, that is yeah. You know what? Laughter and applause. Yeah, I like it. Here we go, one more. Let's hear it from Mark McKinney. All the preachers use a comedian character too. That's very true. All right, let's spin the wheel. Mark McKinney, everybody. Thanks, Dad. Dad's still hanging in there. That's great. Limericks, all right then. It's rare to get two of those in one show. They're a 1 in 50 chance, but let's give it a shot. I bought a new Hoover today, plugged it in the usual way, switched it on, what it in, it sucked everything in. Now I'm homeless with no place to stay. To compose a sonata today, don't proceed in the old-fashioned way. With your toes on the keys, bang the floor with your knees. Oh, how modern, the critics will say. It's a postmodern limerick. I like that. There was a young lady named Hannah who slipped on a peel of banana. As she lay on her side, more stars she espied than there are in the Star-Spangled Banner. You have to say it in that accent or it doesn't work. Star-Spangled Banner. My son is currently learning the Star-Spangled Banner for school. He's in chorus because I made it sound like a good time. I did chorus all the way through school. I left chorus. So he's learning the Star-Spangled Banner, which means we will have a song we can sing together from the public domain very soon. So that'll be fun. All right, let's spin the wheel. Everything's fine. All right, we've done Ask Me Anything, done movies, done feelings, done monologues, riddles, wisdom, Zen koans. Oh, haven't any Zen koans yet. Let's hope that comes up. Wisdom. Let's head on back to the wisdom. And I'm not an angel. I'm just the messenger. Let's head on back. Some more Alan Watts. I like Alan Watts. Even Socrates, who lived a very frugal and simple life, loved to go to the market. When his students asked about this, he replied, "I love to go and see all the things I'm happy without." You don't need things. The things you own end up owning you. That's true. And here's one more is my favorite Alan Watts explanation of our place in existence. It's like you took a bottle of ink and you threw it against the wall, right? Smash! And all that ink spread. And in the middle, it's dense, isn't it? And as it gets out on the edge, the little droplets get finer and finer and make more complicated patterns, see? So in the same way, there was a big bang at the beginning of things, and it spread. And you and I, sitting here in this room, as complicated human beings, are way, way out on the fringe of that bang. We are the complicated little patterns on the end of it. Very interesting. But so, we define ourselves as being only that. If you think that you are only inside your skin, you define yourself as one very complicated little curlicue, way out on the edge, way out in space, and way out in time. Billions of years ago, you were a big bang. But now, you're a complicated human being. And then we cut ourselves off and don't feel that we are the big bang, but you are. Depends on how you define yourself. You are actually, if this is the way things started, if there was a bang at the beginning, you're not something that's a result of the Big Bang. You're not something that is sort of a puppet on the end of the process. You are still the process. You are the Big Bang, the original force of the universe, coming on as whoever you are. When I meet you, I see not just what you define yourself as, Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so. I see every one of you as the primordial energy of the universe, coming on at me in this particular way. I know I'm that too, but we've learned to define ourselves as separate from it. That's Alan Watts. He's smart. Go back. Lauren said something funny. I got an amen, brother, from Dad. I'll take any all caps I can get. And Lauren says, the organ makes me think of Phantom of the Opera. Just pictured you breaking out in song. Well, I don't know Phantom of the Opera songs yet, but I'll learn them. Giggle. Kim liked my... Whatever it takes. It's good advice. Giggle. All right. That could be interpreted so many different ways. This is intriguing. I don't know what's going on. Let's spin the wheel. It's out of my range, but I'll try. Monologue. I'm going to do one of my favorites. Also counts as wisdom. Let's go to the theater. This is the closer for many years by the brilliant Bill Hicks, a fantastic comedian out of Texas, who's a great influence to myself and most other comedians of my generation. He would close the show with this piece, which is a clear and concise explanation of his worldview. The world is like a ride in an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us. They say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid ever, because it's just a ride. And we kill those people. Shut him up! We have a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up! Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account and my family. This just has to be real. It's just a ride. But we always kill those good guys who try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run amok? But it doesn't matter because it's just a ride. And we can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings, no money. A choice right now between fear and love. The eyes of fear want you to put bigger locks on your doors, buy guns, close yourself off. The eyes of love instead see all of us as one. Here's what we can do to change the world right now, to make it a better ride. Take all that money that we spend on weapons and defense each year, and instead spend it feeding, clothing, and educating the poor of the world, which it would many times over, not one human being excluded, and we can explore space together, both inner and outer, forever, in peace. That's by Bill Hicks. A singing montage from Phantom has been requested. I'll see what I can do next week. It's all very high-pitched, those songs. But hey, let's go back to the Chat Chalet. Oh, the giggles, gotcha. The angel thing makes you laugh. See, it's only a ride. That's what it says up there on my fancy neon sign. I can flick it on and off. I have the technology. Yeah, words to live by. Let's spin the wheel. We already talked about my feelings twice. Thanks for hanging in there, everybody. Wow. Feeling surprised. How about that? Come on, we can do this. Zen Cohen. All right, let's go camping. Zen Cohen's are parables that are translated in English from a book called the Shaikse Shu, the collection of stone and sand, written in the late 13th century by the Japanese Zen teacher Mushu, the non-dweller, and from anecdotes of Zen monks taken from various books published in Japan around the turn of the 20th century. There's about 100 different Zen koans to read. I have made my way all the way up to number 29. No water, no moon. When the nun Chiyono studied Zen under Buko of Engaku, she was unable to attend the fruits of meditation for a long time. At last, one moonlit night, she was carrying in an old pail bound with bamboo. The bamboo broke, and the bottom fell out of the pail, and at that moment, Chiyono was set free. In commemoration, she wrote a poem. In this way and that, I tried to save the old pail, since the bamboo strip was weakening and about to break, until at last, the bottom fell out. No more water in the pail. No more moon in the water. Lauren says, I bet you could slay if I ever leave you from Camelot. I have not actually listened to Camelot yet. That's one of the few musicals that's slipping past my radar. I will check it out, and if there's a good song in there, I'll try it. I want to do a couple tunes from Hamilton, but I can't have the background, and without drums, it's very difficult to do the rhythm of the raps. But thank you for the request. I will see what I can do. Let me make it. Ooh, I have the technology to make a note. Hold on. If ever I can do this, I would leave you from Camelot. I'll learn it for next week. Thanks for getting involved. Let's spin the wheel. Close up. Wonderful music. I believe Robert Goulet was in it, wasn't he? The only musical songs I have right now are stuff I've memorized from college. Ooh, movie! All right, let's head on down to the movie house. This is a recording from my very last performance for the good folks at Rouge here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a Caroline Kalush and Friends dance troupe. They do a yearly show called Rouge. It's a variety explosion. This is the last show I did before the world shut down in March of 2020. So this is just after my second heart attack. I hope you enjoy. The clip that I'm playing right now.
Woo. Thanks, girl. That's it too. So was that not absolutely sick? The amount of sit-ups that one routine actively is, never in my life. Not in all 32 years combined. Okay, so we have our special guest, our comedy guest. He has performed in Rouge. This will be his third time. He's performed in all 50 states. He's a stand-up comedian that opened for Jeff Dunham, Jim Gaffigan, and the Muppets. There's no topping that. From the United States of America, please put your hands together for Johnny Millwater.
Keep it going for Rachel. 50-50 chance. Oh, I'm so happy to be here, and I love watching and performing in this show. Every year when I see these incredible athletes and artists do what they do, it makes you feel so fat, right? Fat, don't you? Just watch them and question every decision you've ever made in your entire life based on nutrition and fitness. What happened? They're not even the same species. They're so flexible and fit and beautiful. I had to request a different dressing room. It's distracting. They wouldn't let me in. But I'm not as fat, because this is an improvement for me. The last time I was here, last year, I was 50 pounds heavier. I lost 50 pounds in the last year. Thank you. Yay. I made it all the way from morbidly obese to regular obese. I did it. The American
Just a quick note, I've gained all that weight back and am yet again morbidly obese.
Feeling good. Feeling good. It's not even my fault I'm big. I come from a big family. My mom's a big woman. My dad's a big woman. I got a sister who weighs 356 pounds, my friends. 356. She's a lovely lady, but that's got to be rough, because when you're 356, you spend your whole life knowing if you gain just 4 more pounds,
Cool.
you're a full circle. Yeah.
Lauren actually came and saw this Rouge show. This is the one where I did New York, Lauren.
But it's getting better. And people ask me, because I lost all the weight, they always say, what's your secret? I had a heart attack, and I can't recommend it highly enough. If you've never had a heart attack, it's awesome. It's like winning a vacation in the lottery. The during part's no fun, but afterwards, oh, everybody's nice to you. The lady brings you food. Your kids are polite. You don't even have to call in sick from work. When you have a heart attack, someone else will call for you. It's wonderful if you have insurance. That's important. This is my second heart attack. My first heart attack, I didn't have insurance. And they don't treat you so much as wheel you in the corner and have you think about what you've done. My first heart attack was 8 years ago. I had it in a church right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, in a church, which I sincerely hope is a coincidence. And my second heart attack I had 3 weeks ago. I had it on a cruise ship while watching a comedy show. It can happen at any time. But we were out near this place called the Princess K, and they don't have an airport there. So they had to get what's called an air ambulance. It's a little private jet with a bed in it, just like I always imagined, but an ambulance. And cool thing about the air ambulance, no siren. Wouldn't that be cool, though, to see the people? You look so bored. Hang in there. Okay. Yeah. It's all right. It's just my heart attack. I almost died. They'll be dancing. But they flew me down to Miami, and they put me into a hospital. The top 3 floors were an insane asylum, but I was on 2, so it's cool. It sounds like a joke, but it's not. And then they sent me to a real hospital, and they give me what's called a catheterization. Like, you would think they would just go in because your heart's up here, they'd fix it, but they can't, because apparently there's bones or something. So what they do is they cut a hole in your crotch. I already have one, but they put a new one in over the side so they could stick a thing, and I couldn't see it was down there. But I understand the quickest way to a man's heart is through his crotch. So they take like a big long unwired hanger and they just stick that in and they clean out your arteries and then you feel fantastic. And that was 2 months ago. And now I feel wonderful and my kids aren't going to go to college. So, happy ending. It's weird though, I'm still getting used to it. I've already been up here 3 minutes, I'm sweating like Cookie Monster on keto. That's not healthy. I gotta go. I don't have much time, and if I sweat and I stay in this suit, I can't take it back, so I gotta run. But, oh, so much. I have such strict policies at Walmart. But you guys should... I hate Walmart. No disrespect. If any of you nice people work at Walmart, we all will someday. My problem is the page is too big. You can't see one side from the other. There's no clocks in the windows. Your cell phone stops working. You're disconnected from the universe. I have panic attacks. I like wake up 4 hours later with that weird receipt. I don't do well. I weeks ago, my buddy Charlie, we're going to go see a movie. We say, hey, we'll stop by the Walmart on the way. We'll buy some candy. We'll save 30, 40 bucks. We'll go see the movie. So I was in charge of the candy for obvious reasons. He's in charge of the car. So, plus, I have candy in my family. I'm grandfathered in. This is true. Both of my grandparents worked at the Hershey factory in Hershey, Pennsylvania for over 25 years. I'm very proud of that fact. That's why I'm so sweet. Because I'm 1/4 Oompa Loompa. My grandfather was an electrician. He was always a very grounded man. And my grandmother was a rapper. How many people can say that? Old school. She wasn't a rap, she was a rapper. She put the candy inside the wrapper. She thought 2-pack and Biggie were Reese's peanut butter cup serving sizes. Boom! I'm not waiting for you. So I go get the candy. I get one big bag of the Reese's peanut butter cups, because that's the Cadillac of candy. I think we can all agree on that, even at these divided times. Unless you're wrong. It's better than Reese's. You know, they say there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's. My doctor says 50 at a time. It's not that funny because it's not a joke. I have a disorder. I seriously do. I have a real problem because I binge eat, but I can't purge because I used to be a sword swallower. So I binge, I eat, and I have short-term memory loss problems because they got me on blood thinners. Has anybody ever eaten an entire bag of Reese's peanut butter cups and then forgotten about it until the next morning when you wake up and see the 2 shame piles? Right? You got the 2 sets of wrappers. You got the brown chocolatey ones over there. The gold foil ones over there. Unless it's Christmas or Easter, then it's separated by color. It's a little more festive. Nobody else has that particular combination of mental illnesses. You down with OCD? Yeah, you know me. So one big bag of the Reese's peanut butter cups, and then one big bag of the chocolate money. I like to keep chocolate money in the car. You know what I'm talking about? The nickels, dimes, quarters, they're made of chocolate. I keep them in the car. I don't eat them. I give them to the homeless. No big deal. So, is that judgment I sense all of a sudden out there? Is that what that's? Did you just get better than me in the last 5 seconds? Is that what's going on? I'm giving food to the homeless. You're at a cabaret show. Shut up. Why don't you tend your own gardens, friends? You're not thinking it through. There's no downside to giving chocolate money to the homeless. Everybody wins. They get food, I get entertainment. Because when you give chocolate money to the homeless, you get to see the full gamut of human emotion. It's like an acting masterclass. If you know the look, you get to see everything a person can feel. Anticipation, and gratitude, and joy, and confusion, and rage, and joy again. And it happens in 3 seconds. You give them the candy. Oh, God bless you, sir. Thank you very much. Oh, you sick son of a... John. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much.
I haven't heard that.
I'll see you in the second half. Thanks for supporting live entertainment. I love you. Good night.
Hey, how about that? That was fun. I didn't know I was going to be doing that Walmart bit. I got to straighten that out again. That was fun. That Walmart bit's complicated because I go in and out of 3 other bits. I do a couple of bits about my grandparents in there. You just heard it. You know what it is. But still cackling. Oh, I'm so happy. And then the Walmart thing had nothing to do with anything. And then there's a callback to my buddy having 4 toes joke. That's the only callback I have in my whole set. I have trouble writing those. But thank you. Lauren says she was physically there for the show. She stayed and she watched the entire tape. And she loves it. It still has her cackling, which makes me so happy that you get to laugh while you're at work. Dad said excellent comedy. Doesn't get better than that, folks. That's worth the price of admission right there. Thank you very, very much. It made me feel great. Let's spin the wheel. I can't believe you folks are still hanging in there. And Kim mentioned it's her favorite joke. Her favorite joke is 356 pounds. 356 pounds. If you gain 4 more pounds, you're a full circle. That's my sister's favorite joke. Although she's also very fond of my impression of Robert De Niro. Let's do one more. Zen Cohen. to number 30. Number 30 is entitled Calling Card. Kishu, the great Zen teacher of the Miji area, was the head of Tofuku, a cathedral in Kyoto. I feel like somebody's making fun of me. One day, the governor of Kyoto called upon him for the first time. His attendant presented the card of the governor, which read, Kitagaki, governor of Kyoto. I have no business with such a fellow, said Kichu to his attendant. Tell him to get out of here. The attendant carried the card back with apologies. That was my error, said the governor, and with a pencil, he scratched out the words, Governor of Kyoto. Ask your teacher again. Oh, is that Kitagaki? Exclaimed the teacher when he saw the card. I want to see that fellow. You are not your job, and the love that people have for you is not because of the work you do. It's because of the person you are and the kindness that you show. Good advice. Let's spin the wheel. Only 10 minutes left, folks. If you have any requests, there's your menu. Anything you'd like to hear? Monologue. All right, let's go back to the theater. This is from Faustus by David Mamet. Echo the carnival, wherein, all rights reversed, we abjure hypocrisy, O blessed traveler, who quits his burden as if ne'er to reassume it. Cast from you care, disport as before the invention of remorse. The timid call themselves philosophers, the bolder libertines. However, each, once subsumed, becomes the acolyte. The disparate, revealed as one, the whole, as mosaic, as we shatter the oppressive unities, till space, matter, thought, and life itself is called by the one name, Jubio. I love it. Love David Mamet. I got to get a whole bunch of those. Let's see, how about, we'll do one from Fight Club since somebody brought it up. You're not your job. You're not how much money you have in the bank. You are not the car you drive. You're not the contents of your wallet. You are not your fucking khakis. We are the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world. Good advice. All right, let's spin the wheel. Full circle. 356 pounds. Full circle. Let's spin the wheel. Can't watch any more movies. I gotta learn how to update this thing. Song, why not? Let's go back to the theater. Yeah, let's do a show tune. Let's see. I've been in the mood to sing the sadder but wiser girl. There it is. No, pure and sweet angelic lass for me, that kind of girl spins a web you see. She trades on wholesome innocence galore, but it's my independence that she's trading for. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz, for the lady who knows what time it is. I cheer, I rave, for the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed blushing, breathless baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots I no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No dewy young miss who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's the fisherman, I'm the fish you see. I flinch, I shy, when a lass with a delicate air goes by. I smile, I grin, when the gal with a touch of sin walks in. I hope, I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me. Ha! Ha! Sadder but wiser girl for me. Ha! I could go for another poem. I like poems. Didn't get that many this time. Limericks? Nah, I'm tired of limericks. Yeah, you know what? I'm almost out of time. If anybody's still hanging in there, I'm going to pretend poem came up. Here we go. Perfect poem. You know what? It's almost Halloween, and I'm not going to be going next week, so I'm going to go ahead and do The Raven. I love The Raven. I know the first two verses by heart, but I'd like to do the whole thing. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once, upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember. It was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books a cease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger. Hesitating then no longer, "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I was scarce sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, when, with mien of lord or lady, perched upon my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorance of the countenance it wore, "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven now," I said, "or shorn or craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled this ungainly found to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters is only stock in store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast, and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of nevermore." But the raven, still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then, upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy into fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl, whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from some unseen censer swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. "Wretch," I cried, "thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee respite, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, where the tempest sent, where the tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend," I shrieked, upstarting, "get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. How about a nice round of applause, everybody? Oh, thank you so much. Bye, Dad. Well, thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate that. All right, folks, let's go to the tap show desk. I really, really enjoy this. This is fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us, Lauren. Thanks for watching, Dad. Thanks for watching, Kim. Thanks for watching, Timmy, if you're still out there. Let's see. Who else? They're not watching. Hope you feel better, Joel. And everybody, remember, we can still save this country, but the only way to save this country is for us to love one another. So love yourself first, then love somebody else. Then, if you can, love everybody. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just an old chunk of coal, but I'm going to be a diamond someday. I'm going to glow and grow till I'm so blue, perfect, I'm gonna put a smile on everybody's face. I'm gonna kneel and pray every day, lest I should become vain along the way. I'm just an old chunk of coal now, Lord, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday. I'm gonna learn the right words to talk. I'm gonna search and find a better way to walk. I'm gonna spit and polish my old rough-edged self till I get rid of every single flaw. I'm gonna be the world's best friend. I'm gonna go around shaking everybody's hand. I'm gonna be the cotton-picking rage of the age. I'm gonna be a diamond someday. Thanks for watching, everybody. God bless you. God bless America. See you next week. Oh, 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. I'm taking next week off. 2 weeks.